Hello, hello. My name is Allison Janda Brown. Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can grow your email list from zero. So, whether you are just starting out with growing an email list or you have a really small email list but you want to make it bigger, this presentation is designed to help you figure out how to do that. There is nothing that you have to purchase. I'm going to give you all of the insights in this presentation. At the very end, I will link you to some um, products that you may purchase if you want to help you with some of the things that I talk about in here. But purchasing anything is absolutely not mandatory. You don't have to buy anything in order to get the information for how any of this works. It's all just in the presentation here. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I know sometimes when you go to a presentation and you expect information and then you actually have to buy it at the end, and that's really frustrating. So that's not what this is at all. I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom. And then, like I said, I do just have a couple of resources at the end that I'll link to if you want help with some of the things that I've talked about. So, a little bit about me, real quick. Again, my name is Allison Janda Brown. I'm a lot of different things. I'm a self-published author. I worked in corporate, in marketing and public relations for many years, about 10, 12 years. I have worked as my own business owner as well with copywriting, content strategy, PR, marketing. Email marketing is a particular passion of mine. And currently, I'm actually a virtual assistant and I specialize in helping small businesses market themselves with their content. I also do regular virtual assistant tasks, data entry, but a lot of my specialty in that comes into play in just kind of like a little bit of a marketing head for your business. So if you have a newer business, or if you have a business that you're looking to grow a little bit, and you're not really sure how to do that with content, I can absolutely help you there. I'm also a dog mom times three. They're all rescues. They're all crazy. They're all wonderful. And then I also have a human child. And I'm a huge reader and I love my iced tea. If I'm not drinking coffee, I am drinking iced tea. Never water, only tea. Okay, let's talk really quick an email list overview. So, why do you need an email list and what are the goals of your email list? So, why do you need one? Well, if you have an online business, you absolutely should have an email list. A lot of people don't understand how an email list is maybe different than social media, which they can build a lot faster. And I totally get that. The thing with social media, and this has been happening a lot lately, right, with changes in administration, there's different rules that come out in different years regarding what type of social media you can use. There's changes in the algorithm that can totally tank any results that you've been getting with posting. Like there's all kinds of things that go on with social media, right? Well, with social media, that's kind of the price that you pay. So you do not own your social media for all intents and purposes. You have people on there and they follow you and you follow other people. And sometimes you can see people's posts and sometimes you have to click some wonky way through in order to be able to see people's posts more regularly in your newsfeed. And it's like this whole forest of things that you need to understand in order to make it work for your business. Whereas an email list, those are your people. You own your email list. It is people who are opting in to hear from you. They are voluntarily giving you their information. They like you. They like what you're offering. They want to get to know you. They want to hear from you. And so if you don't have an email list yet, or if you have a very small email list, or if you're not very dedicated to growing your email list, and you think that maybe social media is a good alternative, please hear me when I tell you it is really not. Every single business, no matter what kind of business you have, if you are a therapist, if you're a physical therapist, if you're a graphic designer, if you do if you create templates for something, if you're a photographer, if you're a wedding planner, if you sell stuff on eBay, right? If you are a retail business, like whatever, it does not matter your line of business, you should always have an email list. And every time you get a new client, you should ask them if they want to be added to your email list. You can send them a sweet, simple, this is what you can expect. Some will say yes, some will say no. And then you also need just some way to collect emails from people that aren't necessarily clients. So your email list's goals are to keep you in contact with people who are potentially interested in your products or services, or at one time were looking to see if you were possibly a solution to an issue that they were having, right? So your goal with your email list is to essentially keep a healthy list of potential purchasers for your business. And there's nothing yucky about that. There is nothing distasteful about that. There is nothing like salesy about it. That is just part of doing business. And you should feel comfortable asking people for their contact information, in particular their email address, so that you can grow your business. Okay, how to grow an email list from scratch. So there's 3 elements to growing your email list, whether it's from scratch or, like I said, if it's just a smaller email list, you probably already have some of these things implemented. But if not, again, this is designed to help you do that. So what are those 3 things? You need an email platform, you need some kind of freebie, and you need a welcome sequence. So let's go into what those things mean. So first up, you need an email platform. There are a couple of different ways you can go about this. My personal favorite, now please keep in mind, I don't have any affiliate links for any of this. This is all just from personal experience. I have worked with many clients over the years in virtual assistants, in like I said, just the email marketing area. I have done all kinds of different, I've worked in all kinds of different email platforms. These are just some of my favorites. So ConvertKit is that's my personal number one, I'm going to say. It is what I use. It is really built for businesses that are interested in potentially selling products and services. It is set up to help you do that. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, if you're interested in selling things, in particular things that can come in like a PDF format or a video format, that kind of thing, ConvertKit is awesome. And they also, I think it's actually just called Kit now, kit.com. They rebranded. That said, they are a great place to build up an email following. Like that's all they do. So there's some email platforms that have other goals, I guess, in mind. Like they're not just an email platform, but ConvertKit or Kit is. So that's one of the reasons I really like them. MailChimp is also great. I don't really like the user interface quite as much as I like ConvertKits. It's just not, to me, as user-friendly. That said, they do have a free option, which is really nice. Now, in recent years, they have updated it so that some of the things that used to be part of the free stuff before is no longer part of the free. So especially if you're interested in automating your email list growth, making that one less thing that you have on your plate that you have to do, which we're kind of going to talk about here when we go into actual welcome sequences. MailChimp might not be the best for you, or at least their free level might not be the best for you. You might be interested in checking out the level at which you can, it's called automate your emails. ActiveCampaign is another good one. There are a ton of businesses that ultimately end up transferring from a platform over to ActiveCampaign once they get around like 1,000 emails. So it's a really good platform for those bigger email lists. It makes it really easy to manage bigger lists. So that one is a really good platform. And then there are many website builders, Wix, Squarespace, to name a few that I've worked on, where you can actually automate your emails within the website builder platform itself. So for those, it might take a different level. So when you purchase your website that you build on in Wix or Squarespace, there's going to be varying levels that you pay either monthly or annually that have different features. So you're going to want to look and see which of the plans has email marketing, email automations, email collection. Those are some terms that you're going to want to look for. And then you're going to want to pay for whatever that price level is if you want to use your website also as an email collector. Now, one caveat I will say with using your website also as your email provider is it can sometimes get a little muddled. And this is kind of what I talked about at the beginning, where there are sites that have different goals, like they're not just focused on email. So one thing that I've run into a lot when you try to do email through your website platform is that website platform is mainly built to be a website platform. And so they might have email marketing tools, but those email marketing tools won't necessarily be as advanced as a tool that is just geared toward email marketing, like a ConvertKit, like a MailChimp, like an ActiveCampaign. So that's a decision you got to make. And you can always start out one way and switch it to another down the road, right? Like you're not stuck with one of these. If you want to build up your list to a certain point and then export your list and upload it into another platform, you can totally do that. You got to choose what's right for you based on where you are in your business. But first step, choose an email platform. Okay, next step, freebies. So this is the key to building an email list. Now, the problem that I've run into a lot is that the market is really oversaturated, right? Like there are so many different online businesses right now. There are so many different freebies that are available. A lot of people just kind of have exhaustion when it comes to signing up for email lists and freebies. So you have to get creative with what you come up with, and you have to look at what your competitors are doing, and you have to be willing to ask maybe past clients or um, like go into your Facebook groups, social media groups, that kind of thing, and ask questions, get feedback. You have to be willing to do the research to find out what it is that people who need your product or service would benefit from. What type of content do they like to consume? What are the questions that they have? If you were to go into, for instance, let's say you're a therapist. Let's say you specialize in therapy for parents, right, who are struggling with young children that have a lot of temper tantrums. So if you were to go into, if you had a group that you were part of on maybe Facebook that was a parenting group, what are some of the questions that those parents are asking about children and their tantrums? Are they asking, why does my child have tantrums? If are they asking, why does my child always have tantrums at like 11:30 every day on the dot? Why is my child having tantrums when I go pick them up from preschool? Like everything's fine the whole day, they go in fine, nobody's crying, and then they come out and they're just totally they're just having a total meltdown. So you need to go in and you need to do your research, and you need to look, what are people wanting to know about my product or service? And then you're going to want to create something that's free, that is geared toward that question, that need, that desire to know, right? There's a bunch of different ways you can do this. So if you're a like a store or a um like a retail, something like that, where you sell stuff and you don't necessarily offer anything that's a um like a that you can create a white paper around or a worksheet around or anything like that. You can lean into things like discounts. You've probably seen them, sign up for the email list to receive 10% off your first purchase. Loyalty programs. A really good example of this, again, I'm not affiliated with any of these things. These are just things that I use in my everyday life. Tubby Todd is a company that does soaps, shampoo, conditioner, body soap, lotion, that kind of thing, for children. And they have a loyalty program. So basically, you put in your email. I think they offer a discount for your first purchase too, but then you also get, I think they're called bubble bucks. And so for X amount that you spend, you get X amount of bubble bucks, and then you can use those to get money off your purchases, right? So there's loyalty programs. You can offer a first to know. That's not maybe something that's going to work for everybody, but if you have clients that really like to be the first to know when you release new things, maybe that's something. If you're a retailer and you maybe release new collections, or secret collections or anything like that, that might be something that you can use to get people in the door. You can do a video series. This, for instance, is kind of like a video series or just a workshop. So you can talk about something that you know, and you can make it free for people who would benefit from the knowledge. You can write an ebook. And when I talk about an ebook, I'm not talking you have to write, 50, 60, 70,000 words. You can. So one of my freebies to get people to sign up, for instance, for my author stuff is my first book is free. Now I can do that because I have a series. I think I have 11 or 12 books written at this point. So one book as a freebie, if it gets me email addresses, it doesn't really matter. But it can also be smaller. I mean, it can be an ebook about if maybe you're a physical therapist for children and you specialize in um, children who are struggling with um, chewing, right? Um, or like transitioning from soft foods into harder foods or crunchier foods. Not sure what the terminology is there. I'm sorry, therapist friends. Um, but so you might be able to write an ebook about your knowledge as to how to help parents with that transition. Same goes for a white paper. A white paper is usually, I like to think of a white paper as maybe 3 to 5 pages of information. You can do templates. You can do a worksheet, right? I've worked with many a therapist who has used worksheets free from courses and that kind of thing to draw in potential customers to give them kind of a taste of what they might experience if they purchase their course to sign up for the email list. So a worksheet is a great way to do that. But again, these are just ideas. There are so many different freebies that you can come up with that are very aligned to your specific industry, to your specific offering, to what it is that you ultimately want to draw people in for and have customers for, right? So I think it's really important to do your market research and to come up with a freebie that is going to get you the type of customers that you want. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about a welcome sequence. Okay, this is the part that everybody always forgets. So, as someone who specializes in email marketing, this is super important to me. Now, a welcome sequence is a series of emails that you can automate to be sent out when people download your freebie to remind them of who you are and what you offer. So that's what it is. You've likely received them before. If you don't think that you have, go find a site and sign up for their email list and see if they send you a welcome sequence. If they don't, please send them to me so that I can talk to them about welcome sequences. Send them this presentation. But a welcome sequence is essentially, hello, this is my name. This is what I do. Here is the free thing that you asked for. I really appreciate that you signed up for my list. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And it's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 emails that go out over a series of several days that um, again, are just a reminder that you're there. Because here's a fun marketing fact. On average, it takes 7 touches before someone is willing to make a purchase from you. So 7 touches can be anything from an email to a video of you talking about something to maybe a phone call with you, a social media post. There are all kinds of different touches that occur in marketing. A mail piece, right? Like a snail mail piece that you send out. There's all kinds of different touches, and it takes on average 7 of those before somebody makes a purchase from you. So if you are sending out emails to your customers regularly, especially if you have a longer welcome sequence, that can potentially add up as far as your touches are concerned, reminding people who you are, what you do, how you can help them, all of those things, right? How many emails does your welcome sequence need? It depends. I mean, some of them only have, I've seen some with just 1. I think your sequence should have at least 3, as many as 7. I've seen them as long as 10. I think it kind of just depends on what suits you, what your specific offer is, how much you have to say to these potential customers, how much they want to read from you, right? You have to be able to gauge how often your customers want to hear from you because you don't want to overwhelm them out the gate. It's kind of a fine balance between educating them and overwhelming them. And then how you set it up. So this is what I was talking about earlier with the email platform that you choose. So usually an email platform like a MailChimp, an ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit is going to make it really clear how you automate these. But essentially what you can do is you can write up your welcome sequence and you can plug the emails in to run at certain times. So for instance, in ConvertKit, you can create a form where people can put their email in order to download your freebie. And then you link that form to your email sequence, and your email sequence is automated to run every other day. So the first email gets triggered when somebody completes the form, and that first email is going to contain their freebie. And then about every other day or every day, however you want to send it, you send a follow-up email that goes back to reference the freebie that they initially downloaded. You talk about it. You talk about yourself. You talk about your business. You talk about your products and your services, how you can help them, how you can make them feel, where they are now versus where they want to be, right? So the welcome sequence for your customers is all about education, and making them feel comfortable, making them feel like this is not totally outside of normal for a lot of people. Like, hey, your child having tantrums every day after preschool, totally normal. Your child not knowing how to transition from soft to crunchier foods, totally normal. You not being an expert designer in Canva right out the gate, totally normal. Your dog has reactivity issues every time you take them on a walk. This is totally normal, right? You're normalizing the problem that they have, and you are offering a solution to them through your welcome sequence. And it's okay to link to your products, and it's okay to link to your services. It's not yucky. It's not a sales push. It's simply educating people so that they can make a decision, because so many people make a decision for themselves. They don't want to talk to you. They just want to see through your content if you are the right fit for them. And that's what your welcome sequence can help you do. It can help you show people that you are or that you are not the right fit for what it is that they need. Okay? So that is the importance behind your welcome sequence. Okay, so now what I want you to do, if you need help with writing your sequences, I offer some on my website. So what you need to do is you need to go to AllisonJanda.com/templates, and you'll see the offerings right there. There's a welcome sequence, and actually that welcome sequence has 3 different potential sequences that you can choose from. There are some really in-depth ones, and there are some really high-level ones that you can choose from. So whatever you prefer for your business, however long or short you want your welcome sequence to be, however in-depth or not in-depth you want it to be, there's a welcome sequence there for you. So how a template works is that you essentially just have to go in and you fill in the blanks with stuff that's particularly related to your line of business. So it's really easy. It's mostly written for you. You just insert your own personal information, and then you can automate it to go out to your customers. And then I also have a second type of template in there that is a bunch of different emails that you would maybe want to send for your business. So there's a welcome sequence, abandoned cart, there is a product template in there. There is cold email outreach in there. There's all kinds of different things that I talk about in videos in my blog that are good for businesses that can help grow your business. And that's, like I said, a bit more in depth. It has a lot more templates in there, but you can also choose that one. It contains welcome sequences, but it contains a whole lot of sequences for every different type of business, no matter what type of email you need to send to your customers. It serves as kind of a guideline for how you write that. And these templates include potential subject lines, um, they include signatures, they include some of them include preview text, if that's something that your email platform allows. So there's a whole lot of different ways that you can use these templates to help grow your business. But like I said, absolutely not necessary. So you have all the keys to the kingdom based on the presentation, right? You need an email platform, you need a freebie that's aligned with your customers, and you definitely need a welcome sequence so that when people download your freebie, they're hearing from you. And the freebie isn't the only thing that they get, because that ultimately probably goes down to the bottom of the inbox because people are busy and they sign up for a lot of things. So you want to constantly be in their ear. Here's who I am. Here's what I do. Here's how I can help you. Come back to my website, come check out my products and services, right? All the things. If you want help, if you are not a copywriter, if you just don't have the wherewithal to sit down and pound out a welcome sequence, I got you. If you don't know how to write a request for a review, or if you don't know how to write cold outreach emails, or if you don't know how to create an email sequence to help you sell a new product or service, all of that stuff you can find in my templates. So if you want help with that, this is where you go. But again, not required, right? You have all the things you need in order to be successful with growing your email list from zero. This is how you do it. You also should have, if you haven't found it already, I have a freebie site that offers ways that you can increase your visibility, and that will help you get your grow your email list as well. Make sure that you put a link in your social media profile. Make sure that you, if you're comfortable with doing videos, record a video that shares that you created this new freebie option, right? Um, you can you can do outreach to people on your list who you think might um, connect with their own networks about what it is that you're offering, what it is that you're doing. There's a whole lot of ways that you can increase your visibility and build your email list. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, you can find me on my website, AllisonJanda.com, or on Instagram, Allison_Janda. I am around. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about your email list and how to grow it. So thanks for joining me. I hope this was helpful.